Welcome back to the BDTV Breakfast Show. This is the social listening segment where we bring to you interesting conversations and social trends and updates making top stories across our social media platforms. My name is Elizabeth Musa, and join me on the show this morning is Stephen Onyekwelu, who is our in-house analyst. He joins us again this morning to talk on some of the interesting stories making the rounds today on social media. Firstly, let me start by saying good morning to you, Mr. Stephen.
Good morning, Elizabeth.
How are you today?
Yeah, I think what I'm sure of is that I'm still alive, and I try to be happy too. Yeah.
Who is not sure of being alive? You have your comment here, very interesting remark. How was your weekend though? How was your Valentine weekend? I know this weekend it's spillover from Valentine's Day to being the Valentine weekend. So how did you spend it?
Okay, so I tried to rest, and we had a conversation off camera. So, but being a family man, we tried to just do a few things, maybe have a candle night and things like this.
Really? Yeah, you did so?
Yes, I did. That would have been the idea. We didn't, but we were happy that it was.
Do you know what a candle night means?
No, it's not the death part. No, it's more like you can have a candle dinner like this.
Candle lit. Now you're talking candle lit dinner. Please, let's be careful. Candle lit dinner, it's a candle night. That's another thing entirely.
Candle lit dinner, yeah. So, yeah, but no, it was just peaceful.
But that didn't happen.
I tried to rest. Sorry?
That didn't happen.
No. We didn't have a candle lit dinner. It was just peaceful. And so I tried to work from home that day also, so I'm available to the children, and so it went well. Yeah.
Awesome. So let's begin by talking about some of the stories making the rounds on social media today. To begin with is the trend of the Nigerian beauty queen Chidinma Adetshina, whose mother, Anabela Rungo, was arrested by the South African police in Cape Town over alleged illegal residence in South Africa. Chidimma was on top of the news last year for disqualification from the Miss South Africa's PUT contest, following similar criticism about a mother not being a South African citizen. But, let's know if this arrest still says more about Chidimma's disqualification last year, because there's been a lot of conversation, lots of stories here and there, like what's the deal with Chidimma and South Africa? You've been living in this country, your parents are supposedly maybe not both of them. I know one of our parents is South African also, but if you've been living in this country, why so much disdain, or is it disdain, or why so much disapproval about you? But let's see how people are making comments to this one on social media, because there've been quite a truckload of commentary. Again, Theoretical says South Africans always show their envy and jealousy for Nigerians. Since very few of them travel out, they have lacked the awareness of socialization. They want to exist by themselves. They talk about white supremacy, but they are the biggest racists. That's according to Theoreticals. Oladele says if her mom is living, if her mom is living, I meant to write LIVING, is living illegally in South Africa, she deserves to be arrested. That's according to Oladele A. Jesse Jackson says these people are not ready to give up. Can Chidimma family just come back home? Safety first. Honestly, I think that first, let me be done with the comment. Chief Njoku says, whenever a heated argument occurs between Nigerians and South Africans, they look for an action to take against Nigerians. I guess they think that one way they could carry out their anger over US aid being scrapped on them is by doing something that will trigger Nigerians for laughing at them. Well, that's according to Chief Njoku. But this whole thing between Nigerians, South Africans, Nigerians, Ghanaians, Nigeria just feels like this brother that seems to just be like the cynosure of all eyes, and then you just can't help but just be jealous or just want to compete unhealthily with. Because if it's today it's Nigeria, South Africa, tomorrow it's Nigeria, Ghana. Next tomorrow is Nigeria, Senegal, Nigeria, Sierra Leone. Then they're the people that can't really comment, because it's like, you know, like in a family, that person that is not really melted, but doesn't really comment. So I can't mention those other countries, but in this case for Chidimma and the mom, Chidimma's mom being arrested for leaving Italy, what are your thoughts on it?
See, there are several layers to this argument, right, or to this situation. First, there is now I hear from some accounts that it was because she visited South Africa last week or so. She was sighted at a restaurant, and then it triggered, some narratives say, triggered this whole attention again to her and to her family. And apparently, some accounts say that the mom had the papers she used. It was a stolen identity she used to apply for her South African citizenship, and in fact, the so-called citizenship that Chidimma was supposed to, South African citizenship that she was supposed to enjoy, also proceeds from the stolen identity illegal application of the mom. And so from the immigration point of view, and it was the Home Affairs Office that sent this circular out, so South African Home Affairs Office. So if from a legal point of view, or immigration, and then, you know, the world is now big on immigration with Trump in the US and all that, so everyone is now, South Africa also has other challenges with the land reform thing that triggered the withdrawal of US aid. That I think it was Njoku that mentioned that, and that triggered the withdrawal of aid to South Africa. So South Africa, there's this whole confusion that is happening now. But I think it's natural for there to be this move on the mom. So why her in particular? Why now? Right? But the papers are, according to the accounts we have, are not. The papers are illegal. Stolen identity. I have no alleged.
Alleged. That's the word for the year. They said this year is about alleged.
Yeah, alleged stolen.
Are you aware that that's the phrase for the year?
Alleged.
Alleged.
You can save you a lot of trouble. You can save you a lot of trouble. So alleged stolen identity of the mom, and then, you know, this is rubbing off also of Chidinma the wrong way, you know. But like someone said, safety first. Just come home now. Why all this while?
Yeah, so that's just a very typical response for a Nigerian. It's like, Nigerians don't like trouble. It's like, what's all this fuss about? We love you. Either way, come home. I mean, we allowed you to participate in the pageant, and you even went on to win. You went on to be second place, you know, which is a huge deal. You know, like, you're just so Nigerian. It's like, just come home. We don't even care. But there's really no reason why they should be living there without and with. Yeah, I don't believe in people using fraudulent means or not doing the right things, and, you know, just, you know, coasting somehow, or just finding the like we say in Nigeria, mago way. I'm not a fan. So if that's the case, I don't even commend that. I'm not happy about that. Again, this also tells us some things about how we should just live life, because most times when you're going to be in the public place, you never know.
We never really
know. You
know.
Never know. So things you just need to be careful, because the moment you are in the public space,
people start digging.
You become a subject of scrutiny, and everything is scrutinized. So you have to be very careful. So whether it's her, I know that there have been conversations about even the old citizenship thing. I don't know if you remember that. Oh, actually, this person is not even South African. No, it's actually Zimbabwe. It's a lot. So, and there's really no stroke. I almost said stroke. There's really no smoke without fire. So there's always going to be like some atom of truth here and there for all of these things. But whatever the case is, just like you said, maybe they should just come home. Like, it's not a do or die. I don't know. Because either ways, you can tell that Nigerians have like an open arm policy. Generally, they're always welcoming, hospitable, make you feel at home. Look at the way they just made her this overnight celebrity.
Yeah,
everyone just was just. It could be anywhere else, and there won't be that. He will just be, oh yeah, she's there. You will just, you probably hear in the country that, oh, the lady, she's in XYZ country. But Nigeria has a way of just putting you on this pedestal.
Oh yes, we do it a lot. Sometimes we overdo it. Like
we overdo it. We overdo everything. But that's our power. It can be, so on the end of it's like someone that's very overly competitive to a fault. If you are on the other side, you would hate it.
Yeah, sure.
But if you are on the side of that person, you will love it because you know that
this is a winning team. Yeah.
So Nigeria is that type of, because if you're on the other side, you might be like, we do a lot. But if you're in, you're like, we love it.
Not bad.
You on the inside might know that, we know we have been doing too much, but you know that it's for your own good. So Nigeria is just an interesting country. Either way, Chidimma, we love you. We love. But the only thing I'm not so comfortable about, and again, it's still alleged. So alleged, I can't really say much.
And it's alleged, yeah, yeah. Even though it's coming from the South African Home Affairs Office, yeah. And maybe they will even arrest her. Then there's something. No smoke without fire, you said.
Absolutely, no smoke without fire.
You can have fire without smoke, but you won't have smoke without fire.
What kind of fire without smoke is that?
Yes, now.
Oh, fire without smoke? Is it possible?
Yes, now.
How?
When you cook with gas, do you see smoke? But there's fire.
Okay. Let's move on. Let's move on now to a trending video of a student identified as Evans Daniel Imole Ayo, who was caught engaging in exam malpractice after writing expo. Expo in Nigeria is a term to describe writing, cheating in examination, or it's a term referred to it's a terminology for carrying like answers into an examination. So after writing expo on the underside of his clothing. Now, this has generated massive reactions across social media as many people are questioning the state of the educational system in Nigeria, and also questioning how much discipline we have amongst Nigerian students. I know that this week we saw a lady who was making videos. I don't know if you saw that video. I'm not sure if you did.
I did.
Who was making videos?
The Unizik,
yes, and she was making videos, and this lecturer had tapped her to, leave the way, and then she had eyed him. That's a different conversation. I would even expect that should even be like the conversation.
But they're related, and the discipline thing where malpractice is indiscipline. What she did,
what she did was what?
No, what she did also, there's this. Now the lecturer shouldn't have reached for the phone. But her reaction that made the lecturer even realize that she was making a video. Remember what she said? Something, imagine, she turned disdainfully and said, imagine this man or something. That caught the man's attention, right? And then, so there's that social manner, social ethics, even exam ethics in this case. But let me let you summarize.
I've just given the body of the story. I want to first see how people are reacting to the conversation on social media firstly, because that's where this conversation is stemming from. Kudex says the time wasted in writing the expo could be used to read and understand the expo. We say it a lot when we're in secondary school, university, that the time that people used to do all of these things. Solution says, what was it supposed to do when Nigeria alone? I have a problem even reading comments on social media because it also shows the illiteracy. The tenses are so bad. Can we see another comment on social media? Obina says, this is just laziness. If you have read that stuff twice or thrice with the time you use, what stuff?
What he wrote on the expo, he wrote on underneath his
If you had read that stuff twice or thrice with the time he used to write it on his clothes, there would have been no need for this. That's according to Obina. Can we talk about the high-level illiteracy, or the high-level illiteracy, that we even have in Nigeria?
They're related.
You see it on social media every time. You see this one now that is supposed to be reading is writing expo. You take your time to write expo. At all the time you should be using to read. All the time, say you did not read, maybe you were busy. I don't know what you're busy doing though, but say you did not read. This little time you could use to just do like a, just marathon, or what do they call it? Crash. We used to call it crash. Then we used to call it something, overnight reading or what something. Just do. But then you did that, then you did this. And then we come out. You see, every time I'm reading comments on social media, every day I always have a headache because there's the way they write just breaks your heart. But how do I expect people to write well when even in school you are not focusing? In school, they are focused on every other thing. TikTok. See that one? Making a video. I'm not saying you should not have a social life. 100%. But they are so focused on the wrong things these days that it's alarming. It's very alarming because at this, every day we say the leaders of tomorrow. We're not even leaders of tomorrow anymore because it's here already. It's here already. But look at what people are doing. The time they're supposed to be using to engage in profitable activities, people are engaging in frivolous activities. People are not reading. When you see on social media, it's almost like people are getting trained on social media. People don't listen to their parents. They don't listen to the people they should listen to. They don't respect the people that should be their people they respect. They don't respect authority. They're taking all of their instructions, so to speak. They're taking all of their guidance from social media. Yes. What kind of society are we having?
Well, one that is headed towards doom, obviously, but somehow things will self-correct. And when you listen to recruiters and HR human resource professionals, they tell you that their challenge often is so maybe you go on somewhere like a platform like LinkedIn, so they advertise, and you have this inflow of applications. Let's say you have 111. The one I saw now before I came here was 111. But to get one or three that they can say, this is good, it's difficult. It comes from things like this. You're in school and you wouldn't learn the basic things you're supposed to learn. Some don't even like to apply for internship or these days. They want to move fast.
Without experience, with nothing, and that's why you see that you see the level of decay or the level of inexperience or just the shabby work that goes out these days, and that's because people don't just want to just jump. They just want to jump
take
the gun.
Pains to
no details, no respect for authority, no apprenticeship.
Yes,
you see, apprenticeship is important. It's not just back in the days or a parent. You see, there was. Apprenticeship system was very important because that's how you learn. It's not about just learning the skill itself. It's about learning administration. It's about understanding the dynamics, the emotional intelligence that it takes. They think it's just like a one straight way, like you just there. They don't know that it's a lot, and that's why when they get there, the next thing they say mental health. They can't stand the heat.
True.
So it's very disturbing, to be honest. I'm very worried. Every day I just pray for my unborn kids that obviously we have to do good with them.
You have a letter written for your unborn kid already?
I don't have. I should probably write. I should probably write one.
That society So what do we want? What's
we still
that
see
society?
Great kids. We still see people that are focused. When I see the young, every day I say just randomly. I mean, even if you're deciding to do, again, when I say apprenticeship, it's very important. Even if you're deciding to take. It's not everybody that's going to be a medical doctor, whatever.
No, not at all.
That time has changed. But you have to understand mentorship. You have to understand how to learn from the people ahead of you. When you see Bukayo Saka, every day I speak about him, I'm sure everybody knows I learned a lot from that young man because as an individual, he's been in the Arsenal Academy for the longest. Do you understand? From his childhood up until this time, he has understood Arsenal's culture. He's understood so many things. He has grown to be a great player. He didn't just come from nowhere.
No.
He has grown to be a great player. He has understood. Do you see how that boy speaks to people? Very respectful. Very well-rounded young man. Very respectful, very decent, And every time you see Arteta speaks, he says things like, oh, this is the one player that embodies what Arsenal is about. Do you understand? It's not just someone that came from nowhere. People just want to come from nowhere. So even if you come from nowhere, for instance, you should understand how to learn details, organization, administration, just all of these details, apprenticeship. It's very important.
Yes.
It's just very important because it would really go a long way in our society. Just understanding how things work. It would just make us have a better. When Arsenal has an academy, do they not feel like people are going to come? Obviously, they can have Mr. Steve from nowhere say he's the biggest footballer. Do you understand? You could be, but you have to understand the culture.
There's a culture that goes with it.
But the culture that we're having is a very anyhow culture. Anyhow culture is what is the order of the day now in Nigeria. People just do things anyhow. There's no.
I feel it's okay,
and they feel it's okay. Because they are learning on social media. How can you learn on social media? People that need to learn. You are learning from them. How is that possible?
So that's anyhow, feeding anyhow, and then
there's nothing. So we have a very huge problem on our hands that, to be honest, I'm sure you can tell how this means a lot to me. We have a very huge problem on our hands. Among the male, the boys, the girls, the male, the female, it's a big problem. Again, that's why we say Pablet. The kind of young people that are even giving birth these days, you have no business even having children. You have no business. You are not rounded as an individual. You're going to go and have children. How are you going to raise a child? Sometimes you see young people, that not smoking, all this is not a bad thing, but you have a baby, they will be smoking. Those are the Pablets that we're talking about. How are you carrying your child and doing that? What do you want to kill the child? All of these things they just keep happening. And how will you do that when you're allowing social media to be your teacher? You're not even listening to your parents. You probably don't even want to go to your parents. You probably
but you see your parents, some of them say, my parents, you've been disciplined and this, and then you didn't make the money.
Everything is exactly my point. Everything is not about money. So the ethics of morality have decayed. They think everything is about money. Everything is not about money. If people keep thinking everything is about money, we will be in a rut. And that's why you see people that have no business being in certain places. They will respect them so much because they are giving them money. Because these people are the ones that are funding lifestyle. And that's why you see girls dating Yahoo boys. Why? Because of money.
iPhone 13,
you know
iPhone
that
14
you have no business. You shouldn't be with such a person. You even know probably he's into rituals, but because of money. We can't keep being in a society that gives so much attention to money as against the things that matter, the things that make us better as a people, the things that make us better as a country, the things that push us forward. Okay, after money, then what next?
Oh, well, whatever follows.
Whatever follows. No, look, this conversation, we'll probably need to have a segment or maybe a show speaking about these ills in the society because it's at an all-time high. So
and you see that our population, 60% of Nigeria's population is below 25 years old.
Look at that. And then this same 25, they were going to have a child. Pablos and Pablets.
The problem.
That's what it's called, you know, right?
No, I'm not aware of this.
Now you're aware, Pablos and Pablets. That's what they are called. Then you tell those young people that don't have any business, they call them Pablos and Pablets.
I have to research this. Pablos and Pablets.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Stephen, for your time this morning on the social listening segment. We hope to have you again.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth.
Always a pleasure. And that's how we bring it to a wrap this morning on social listening. We'll keep an eye and keep bringing you all of the stories making the rounds on social media. My name is Elizabeth Musa. Stay tuned for more.